Good evening, good evening, good evening. We back. I'm having a special guest on today, man. We back with the Coach Chris Sports Talk, 94 feet of heat, show, sports talk. So we have a special guest that will come in today, and man, everybody know him, man. He a high school state champion, Melrose High School. He's currently the University of Memphis coach, assistant coach, man. He been all real across the country to coach basketball. So we gonna have him on as a show today. What up, Coach?
What's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear you good, man. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, if I had your hands, I would definitely cut mine off, man.
Okay, you don't want my hand, then. You don't want my hand. You want my hand, man. I'm just happy, guys, to get you on, man. I'm happy you did this for me, man. So a lot of people want to hear from you, man. I'm telling a little bit about you, man. You're a state champion coach, man. The legendary Melrose High School, man. You took him to heights that nobody ever did in a long time, man. Also, if I forget, you was the number one team in the country at one point.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man, I appreciate you for inviting me on your sports talk show, man. This is an awesome thing, Chris. You know, you beloved in this city and you revered in Orange Mound, man. I mean, four sport athlete. And ever since I've known you, man, you've been a hard worker and you love these kids, man. These students are great. I know they're grateful for you, man, because you actually really care about them. And so I applaud you, brother.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you, man. But today's, man, I appreciate it. But today it's about you, man. But man, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, man. Where you came from, man. Where you came from, and where you at now.
Yeah. I'm a native Memphian. I went to Snowden Junior High, man, back in the day, and went to Ridgeway from Snowden. Played for Coach Wes Henning. I was one of the his first classes that he in his first year coming into coaching high school, and so I would like to say that I was one of the first ones to help him build that powerhouse program over there as a player. And then from Ridgeway, I went to Motlow State Community College for 1 year, and after doing it 1 year, my coach got fired, and I transferred to Chattahoochee Valley in Phoenix City, Alabama. Played there 1 season. Led the country in assists. We went to the National Junior College Athletic Association tournament and won the Alabama State Championship. So had a great career there. And then from there, I signed with the University of Texas Arlington, Division I in Arlington, Texas. We played in the Southland Conference. And after I completed my 2 years there, man, I immediately got into coaching. Started working for John Calipari for like 3 years. And man, from after I stopped there, Chris, and my good friend, man, the late Dwayne Stokes gave me my first opportunity. And I stopped right there at Craigmont High School because it wasn't for Coach Stokes at Craigmont High School, walking in Dillard's and at the Raleigh Spring Mall, selling latest shoes, man. He said, "Hey, man, I always knew you was a coach. Won't you come help me at Craigmont?" And so that day changed my life, Chris. And I stopped right there and let you, ask any other questions.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember you said Craig Money. So you left Craig Money and went to I think Cordova.
Ridgeway, then Cordova.
It went to Ridgeway, and so you helped Cohen over there win a state championship, right?
Yes. I was his head freshman coach. Brought in, I think, probably the best, probably besides your freshman class you had at American Way. I had Jason Jones, Martino Brock, Yao. They used to call this kid Yao Ming, Malcolm Burton. Raheem Henderson was there for a minute, and he transferred to Kirby. Derek Mason.
Malcolm Burton with the Kirby too.
Yeah, Big JoJo Calvin, Dominique Shellman. Man, we had a really good team. We had a really good team that freshman year that they went undefeated
and won.
Yeah, city championship. And then I did double duty. I was his top assistant, and we won the state championship with Pierre Niles and West Channels, Jordan Mincy, Ernest Fields, that group. So yeah, very fortunate, man.
Yeah, Jordan Mincy, he's the current head coach right now of the team. That's his dad, uncle or dad is Jerome Mincy, right?
That's his brother. Jerome is his brother. Yep.
Yeah. And so I also know that you started a little one-on-one and one thing you had going on the top. I think the top 60.
Yeah.
Top 80, top 60, something like that, and one.
It was a basketball company called One-on-One Basketball, and it was I was a really young entrepreneur at the time. Just living off of hope. And two guys believed in me, man. I was probably 24 years old, started my own basketball. This was when private training first started, bro. And did private training, after school hoops programs, did all the Grizzlies camps and one camp. And so I hired Eric Cowboy Robinson was my first employee. He was my business partner. He alongside Rodney Newsom. And they helped me get that thing off the ground, man. They helped me get one-on-one basketball off the ground with our private training, our skill classes, our different leagues, like the competitive basketball league that we had.
TBL.
Yeah, the CBL. And alongside that, we started an organization, AAU organization called Memphis Elite. So I commend those guys for believing in me at a young age, man.
And so then after you left Ridgeway, you got the opportunity to come to Melrose.
Yeah. Actually, I went to Cordova. I was their freshman coach and assistant varsity coach for 2 years, and we won the city championship at Cordova.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I knew Tony Matlock. Tony Matlock told me that the Melrose job was open. Coach Newman had been coaching the team for many years, and he was getting tired. He wanted to move on and just focus on being the AD and being the girls basketball coach. And he said, I'm gonna connect you with my classmate, Miss her name Roslyn. And Roslyn Davis called me. We immediately connected. I emailed her my packet, PowerPoint, and 2 days later, she said, "Can you come up to Melrose and meet the chief, LaVon Bridges and I?" And man, she recommended my hire. LaVon Bridges, rest in peace. He took the recommendation, gave me my keys, and just asked of me one thing. He said, "Just burn the midnight oil. And if you burn the midnight oil, this community is going to embrace you." And they believed in me, man, and gave me the resources, and the rest is history.
Yeah, look, man, you came in. I remember you came in over there. So you came in your first year. You had the freshmen, man, and I think you had, I want to say it was Chris, Tevin Wilkinson, Adonis, Big Nate. Now Big Nate wasn't there yet. It was
Big Nate,
Nino,
Nino Johnson,
Darius Moore.
No, Darius Moore came a year. He came 2 years after.
Yeah, but that freshman class, I remember I was coaching freshman at Sheffield.
Yeah, that was a big time freshman class. Yeah. But you know what? The thing about it, I brought in those guys, but Coach Newman had a good nucleus, man. He had Quinn Lowe, rest in peace, Quinn Lowe. Rest in peace, Jashawn Freeman. Them guys were disciplined. Tremarcus Tony, Chris Mason, Twan Oakley, Vashawn Jones. That was a really good base of disciplined kids, along with those other other kids I brought that was young. And man, we won the district championship that first year, man. And that league was tough.
Yeah, y'all beat Central.
Yeah, we beat Central at Central for the district championship.
I also remember. So I'm gonna ask you a question. We had this debate all the time. Who do you think is your top 5 basketball player ever in Memphis?
Whew, my top 5 basketball players
that you seen.
That I seen or that I coach?
That you seen or coach.
The top 5 basketball players that I seen: Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway, Danny McMillan, Randy Culpepper, guy named Quintel Woods.
Yeah, I remember Quintel Carver.
From Carver. And I probably would say, man, Torian T. Head Moore. Yeah.
So they're no top 5.
They're my top 5 that I seen in my era. Now I can go on in my era. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good fact. We have a lot of you have a debate about that, and and I had a debate with somebody too a week ago about the team, your team versus the East team. Which team would be the best team? Your team with Chris Jones, Adonis, Nate, Nino. Not Nino. Nino wanted to say Tevin Wilkinson,
Adonis, Holloman, Tevin Wilkinson, Bobby Parks.
Yeah,
Willie Atwood.
McAfee.
Yeah, Sid McAfee, Markel Crawford, Devontae Hampton. Man, we we had a good team, really
Versus
good
team
team.
with Alo, TJ Moss, Chandler, Malcolm Dandridge, uh, Nick Mayweather, Pig Washington. That team right there. So you think your team was better than that team?
It's two gritty teams, man. Like, I mean, that team gonna play with the pride from Binghamton, and my team was gonna play with the pride from Bethel Grove and Orange Mound. So I think it'd have been a good. I mean, you're gonna have two well prepared coaches. They're gonna be fired up, depending on where the game was at, man. You know, if you playing at East, that's a tough.
I'm talking about
That's
state championship game.
state
Y'all,
championship, Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro, all the marbles.
Man, it would have been a good game. Was Wiseman on that team?
Nah, and I rap on that team. They had Malcolm Chandler, TJ Moss, Alo, Courtney Carter. So they had like 71s on that team too, like you had 81.
Man, that would have been a really good game. Good gritted. See, you talking about tough on tough, man. So it's been a good game, man. It's been a good game.
Yeah. So coaching step, man. I know you're travel. You and UT Martin first, Georgia Southern, UT Martin, and so but I know you went to UT Martin and kind of changed the program. You brought a lot of recruits. Now they made the end. One the NIT called the CIT. CIT tournament.
CIT, yep.
Yeah, y'all made it first time make the tournament in a long time. Any kind of pro season tournament.
Yeah, we man, I was fortunate, Chris, to have great success at UT Martin. We went to the CIT Final Four. We had 3 straight 20-win seasons. We went to back-to-back OVC tournament championship games. So you talking about you in the game. If you win both of those games, if you win one of those games, you go into the NCAA tournament. So that would have been the first in school history. And both times we was in the championship game, we were the higher seed. We played Austin Peay, who was the last place seed, and they upset us. They had a kid named Chris Horton. They upset us, and it was just one of those divine things, man, because Coach Luce, that was going to be his last year, and man, those kids played their heart out for him. And then the next year, we went against another lower seed, Jacksonville State, and they hit like 17 threes, and they beat us, man. And so that was very heartbreaking. But we had great success. Guys like Marshawn Newell, man, helped lay the foundation, who's from Memphis. Alex Anderson, who played at East. Those guys signed with us from Memphis.
You had Matthew Butler.
Darius Thompson, he played there for Mike Fafana. Parrish from Hewitt. They played at Douglas.
With the Melrose too. Yeah, with the Melrose too, yeah.
For Todd Lewis.
Lewis, yeah. Uh-huh.
So we had some guys we had a pipeline from Memphis going, and man, we did a good thing there, man. And I don't think they have been able to reciprocate that type of success since then. But we was very fortunate to have some very talented players with some dogs.
So what do you think high school basketball here right now is when you were coaching? What do you think the difference is now for these players now?
I think the players when I can recall this, bro. My first time getting the keys to Melrose, going up there on a Sunday, and I see at the time this kid was in the 6th grade or maybe 7th. I see Jamario Jones, I see Ladarius Chester, I see a couple more guys, Chris Jefferson. They at the park, Orange Mound Park, hooping against older grown men and other grown men with beer bottles just watching. I also drove on a Sunday, that same day, drove on through Cherokee, and at Cherokee Park, I see guys in the park hooping. So when I first took the Melrose job in 2007, man, guys were still playing pickup game at the park, going to the gym, the community centers, the Boys and Girls Club. Nowadays, it's all privatized, Chris. I've got to go to my trainer at 5 in the morning. I got to go to my trainer. So it's more so individualized. I don't get it. The toughness that kids like yourself that grew up in the inner city, that played baseball, played little league football, and played basketball outside and going to community centers, it made you who you were, man. And so we don't have that type of grit and toughness. That's why they're not being bred like they were back then, man. And then the talent, everybody stacking one team. Back then, man, all the talent, it was even kill. And you talking about if it's 9 teams in your district, man, every game gonna be tough. So it wasn't just this one dominating team. All the teams was even, and people that stayed in their neighborhood, man. It was the rivalries, man. That you couldn't wait for BTW to play Carver. You couldn't wait for Melrose to play Hamilton, or Fraser to play Tresvant, or Furley to play Whitehaven, Ridgeway to play White Station. Man, you couldn't wait for those rivalries, man. Treadwell and East. Man, it was big time rivalries. They not there anymore, Chris.
Yeah, cause I believe it happened when they start being these charter schools. These charter schools start taking these kids away from the neighborhood. And I'm gonna come back to what you said. Like, I was one type of kid, man. Like, I knew when I was coming up in the 5th and 6th grade, I knew I was going to Melrose. Like, it wasn't no doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't no doubt. But when I left elementary school, I was going to the 7th grade. Melrose Junior High. So that's how I ended up at East for the year. And I was telling for the East, I'm going to Melrose. It wasn't no doubt where I was going. But now kids these days, like, don't think that. They're like, man, you going to maybe not. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was bred into that. Like, we going to Melrose. We at the Melrose football game Friday night. We couldn't wait to go to Melrose football game. You get in trouble at school, you couldn't go to the football game. You cried.
Right.
When I was coming up, like that was something kids used to. But like, what do you think? What do you think it takes to get the pride back on like it used to be? What do you think as a coach?
I think they had it rolling. I mean, you look at what Coach D had done. I mean, he had started to get it back rolling. Even Joe Washington did a good job. I'm talking about since I left. Joe Washington did a good job. For those years that he spearheaded the program. He had a good staff. Tony Collier, Johnny Donovan, those guys helped him out a lot. Again, Coach D. Terrell, I saw them play against Bolton this year, man. And it looked like he was building something. And then what Sierra was doing with the girls, she was really putting them on the map. Then they go to the state a couple years ago.
The girls did, I think about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, finally saw the football program. Coach Bobo seemed like he had it back rolling. So, based off what I seen this year, it seemed like the athletics program trajectory was going up, But to get that pride, man, you got to get in those kids at Sherwood. And I know, like, when you hit it, I ain't had to worry about anything at Sherwood, man. You was in that gym 24/7. So my feeder programs, I had guys hungry like yourself. Man, you developing those kids down at Sherwood, making them tough, teaching them the fundamentals. Then Sherman did an unbelievable job at Earlways. So I felt like if I can keep those guys that was already getting good teaching, and then I add some more guys with them. But think about it, what you did at American Way. Man, you sent me Rodney. You was trying to send me, what's the boy went to White Station? Dylan. Like, so you cared about your community that much, your high school. These two guys were ranked in their class. You was at American Way. You was trying to send them to me. Hey, bring them to the games. That meant the world, bro. Because we was able to keep going and going, man, because you did such a great job at American Way. Then you went to Sherwood. And then Sherman was doing a really good job at Earlways. So I had the best of both worlds, along with other guys that I was going to, key in on, maybe one or two that I probably would get. So guys like yourself, bro, that helped me build it.
Yeah, but so your time at UT Martin was good. Then you left with UT Martin, ended up at Troy State. At Troy State.
Yeah, it used to be Troy State. Yeah, it's called Troy now. So yeah. My backcourt mate who played college ball with me, his name is Scott Cross. He's still there doing an amazing job. When I left UT Martin, he hired me, and we played in the Sun Belt Conference. We brought in the #1 recruiting class in school history. Brought in too many freshmen. Back then, man, that league was so strong, man. With South Alabama, Georgia State, Appalachian State. I mean, it was a really good Georgia Southern. It was a really good league. And we brought in so many freshmen and I see what coach was trying to do, build, because right now they in the top 2 and 3 in that league year in, year out. But that first year we struggled. We lost so many close games by 2 and 3 and 4 points. They just didn't know how to win in the end. But I seen, now that I look back at it in hindsight, what he was building, because now he at the top of the Sun Belt every year, knocking on the door of the NCAA tournament. So that experience was really good for me, man. And I was able to venture out.
You took the Overton job You took over the job the next day. Then you came back and said you have to go because you took the Troy job.
Yeah, so UT Martin, I was out of coaching for about 2 months. I was out of
Mm-hmm.
coaching for about 2 months, and I'll never forget. I was in Starbucks in the Wolf Chase, and Reggie Williams, man, he emailed me. I don't know how he got my email address, and he said, "Man, I want to build a powerhouse like you did at Melrose. I'm the new principal. I'm the new principal at Overton, and I want you to come and interview." So I went and interviewed, and there was 3 finalists. It was Mo Miller, my good friend Shelby Rose, and myself. I was the last one to interview, and met with the team. Shoot, I couldn't even get on the expressway good. He offered me the job, and I took it. So I was there probably like 2 weeks, man. And that's when Troy called. He said, "Man, I just got the job at Troy. You gonna come with me?" And I couldn't turn it down. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm then also after you left Troy, you took the job at Memphis.
Yep.
You
Took the job at
came
Memphis.
came to job at Memphis. So what it feel like you was already at Memphis? Well, folks don't realize you was already at Memphis before the student assistant.
Yep.
So you came to Memphis. What did it feel like coming back to Memphis, come back to your hometown, the school you graduated from?
Man, dream come true, man. It came full circle. To come back home to play for a school that you dreamed of playing for, and let alone coaching that. It just seemed surreal. But I think I went on a 9-month interview process with coach, because when I got let go at Troy, and this is one of the most darkest times in my life. This is my friend, Coach Cross, my friend to this day. I never forget. I was on the road recruiting in Louisiana. I'm on the road recruiting in Louisiana JUCO, and I got a bunch of names to meet with coach on Monday morning. So I get to the office Monday morning. I'm sitting at my desk. As soon as I log into my laptop, he called me into his office. Him and the associate head coach, guy that worked with him before. He said, "Man, we struggled this year. We was right there." He said, "Man, I love you." He said, "But we got different philosophies." I said, "Huh?" He said, "I just think we got different philosophies, man." I said, "We got different philosophies." Now, mind you, it's 2 days before COVID fit hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, "Man, I'm going to give you 2 months to find a job. We're going to pay you for the next 2 months. I'll give you glowing recommendations because you're a hard worker, but we just got two different philosophies." And that was one of the most toughest days of my life, because this is somebody that I love dearly. And he looked me in my eye, and he didn't renew my contract. And so that night I never forget, man, I was crying. I was in a dark space. And Penny Hardaway called me about 11:30 that night, man, because he had heard, bad news travel fast. So I guess I'm in Alabama, and he called me, man, and their season is they at the tournament in Fort Worth at the AAC tournament. He called me, man, and just being a friend, and asked me what happened. I told him, and when they canceled the AAC tournament the next day, from that day forward, we just kept talking, kept talking, kept talking. Then he has a couple staff changes with Mike Miller had left probably in May. He still didn't make no rush decision. And I just interviewing every day, just talking to him, talking basketball. And then I think Nolan Smith was supposed to get the job, and he turned it down or something.
He was the Louisville.
Yeah. And we kept talking. And 2 days before they was getting ready to go, I thought I wasn't going to even coach that year. I was working at Douglas High School. Doing virtual. I go in every day teaching my class virtual, Lifetime Wellness. And I thank Miss Stewart for hiring me, man. She believed in me, told I didn't want to coach. And, man, I never forget, I was in my virtual class. I get a call from Penny asking me what's my social security number. And I gave my social security number, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna call you back." And he asked me, could I come up there? I told her later. I logged off. I was like, "I don't know what this is about." And I left Douglas High School around about 12 o'clock, met with coach, and he offered me the job 2 days before they was getting ready to go to a Thanksgiving tournament in South Dakota, man. I said, "This ain't nothing but the grace of God, man." So very thankful and indebted to Coach Penny Hardaway, man, for he've always believed in me from even when I was at Melrose and helping my program and at UT Martin, helping me get that job. So very grateful and indebted to him for giving me the opportunities.
Okay, so how was it coaching about Calipari, working with Calipari?
Uh, I learned a lot, man, because I was 22, 23 years old. I was picking his son up every day, little Bradley, and going to meetings, taking him to different high schools, meeting different power brokers in the city, the Willie Gregory's, the Cato Johnsons. I'm sitting in those meetings. And that moment as a coach, that's what helped me at Melrose. I learned how to get into the community. Community was really big for Coach Cal, and he had good relationships with just people in the community. So I learned as a head coach how to build relationships in the community, marketing my program, and really showing tough love to my players. I learned it at a young age by taking mental notes and emulating some of the things that I saw him do with high level elite players. So when I was an AAU program director or head coach, I was able to emulate that. And I tried to be Calipari for a minute, but then I finally realized 4 years later, it wasn't me. I had to be me. I had to establish my own identity as to who I wanted to be as a coach. But I learned so much from him and so many coaches, not just Calipari, Coach Henning. Dwayne Stokes taught me how to structure a practice, how to be organized. And at that time, not many African Americans, besides I know one in particular, Ted Anderson, was very organized. Dwayne Stokes was very organized, and he taught me how to build a program. And then I was able to take some stuff to Coach Henning, and I also learned from Coach Henning, from playing from him, for him, and coaching under him, how to run and sustain a successful program. So
How to run a 2-2-1.
yeah, and then dwarf back into that 3-2
Yeah.
matchup, just change defense. So I learned a lot as a young coach.
Yeah. So I never get to. We were sitting at a game one day. You weren't coaching. I think you coach at maybe Cadova, Merrill playing somebody. We were sitting there, and you like, hey, you like, coach, man. I see how you play, man. You play that Verticell style basketball. You remember that conversation we had?
Yeah, I do.
You like, man. I said, that's all we know. I said, man, Coach Sell taught us how to play up tempo, up in your face defense. So that's why like a lot of stuff with Coach Sell do. I do. Like you say, you take a lot for different coaches and emulate to your style.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. So man, how was it? How did you feel this year when you were let go and they brought you back, man? So did you have a kind of like a ill feel to, or you just like shit happened for a reason?
No, a good friend of mine, who's like my prayer warrior, he always seemed like he see the future before he always see it before it happened. Obviously we all, when you be in doubt in something and you love something so bad, you don't want to let it go. But it also taught me a lot of things, how to value each day, and don't think that no job is too small for you, So I was able to look back, do some introspection, and just assess, man, because I knew in my heart that God had something bigger in store. So I was able to impact lives. I was able to go to Bozeman High School as a teacher and just impact lives, man. I didn't know I'd ever be teaching again. And for those from August up until February, man, God had me impacting lives, Chris, in the classroom, not on the court,
Mm-hmm.
in the classroom. And talking to gang members and talking to students in general that just didn't really have no drive to succeed in life. They just was there. When life just be lifing, I was able to just talk to them, teach a curriculum that they had given, but I also was able to teach them life skills, man, and give them hope, because they said, dang, man, he coached with Penny Hardaway, he coached at Memphis. So their respect level was totally different because they knew I wasn't doing it for the money. They know I wasn't doing it for the money. I was there every day on time, staying after school, just whether it was the girls basketball coach or the boys basketball coach, or the athletic director, I was able to get them hope. Hey man, y'all doing a great job. This is how I did it. So it was good for me. But then I also Jared Stevens, man. I appreciate him. I went over there to Southwest, your alma mater, and did consulting with those guys at Southwest Tennessee. Man, that taught me how to value the day, bro. I was used to riding on private planes. Where now I'm on a bus, going to Rome State and going to Cleveland State and eating Subway three hours before the game and eating McDonald's. McDonald's right after the game. Like at Memphis, I'm eating big boy meals. 6 hours, 5 hours before we play. We flying private. So I needed this experience there because I never coached junior college. But God had it. He saw fit for me to experience that, to be able to learn that part of the game of basketball and be able to, hey, man, I can share something with these guys at the high major level. Hey, man, I've seen it on a whole nother level in junior college, bro. Y'all got it made here. So I needed to see that, man. So I thank Jared Stevens for giving me an opportunity for a couple months to help be a part of his program.
Yeah, cause so I thought the reason you left was like it was like a little contract. Sometimes the contract don't be fitting. And, sometimes the contract ain't right. You like nah, but as soon as then you end up coming back. So when he call you back, you like, man, yeah, I'm back, man. So what's going on? Let's go.
Yeah, that's my dude, man. Like he's all, man. We stayed talking. We just always talk, man. Sometimes you can't let business get in. You friends, man. At the end of the day, you want to be supportive of your friends, and so Coach is a mentor to me. Over a 25 plus year relationship, and so at the end of the day, like Gorilla said, at the end of the day got to end.
Yeah.
But when the day end, you just know you still friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this year, man. So this year, what do you think what was the fault point of the team? You think it was like a defensive effort on defense end, or the guys that didn't play hard enough all the time?
Well, I came in on the tail end, so
Yeah.
I just think when you lose a player like Caleb Mills, who, when you look back, if you go do your research on Caleb Mills, he was
player of the year in Houston, Florida State, and man, he was a glue guy. He supposed to be a lottery pick.
So when Caleb Mills was playing, I want to say they was 11-2, 12-2.
Yeah.
He played in a Tulsa game, and that's when he got injured. You talking about a dude that sacrificed starting. He said, no, I come off the bench. He's a high IQ guy, understands the game of basketball. He can score on all three levels, but he's a big time defender, but he's a team guy. You don't have to counsel him. You don't have to give him counseling. You don't have to be a head coach, get in his head. When you have to be not the head coach, but a head coach, when you get in their head, man, that means you got a special player, man, that got a work ethic from within, what I call an intrinsic work ethic. He's one of those guys, man. And you lose him. That's like Gonzaga, Connecticut losing what's the 7-2 kid name? Klingman?
Yeah.
That's how important he was. And so, man, anytime you lose, like if I lost Chris Jones my 2 games before we go to the regional, we don't go to the state and win it. He's that valuable. You know what I mean? Or if I lose Adonis, we're not winning the state without Adonis because he's too valuable. You know what I mean? And those are the cards you dealt with. But now I know how you regroup. You got to get depth. So Coach knows in this next recruiting cycle, go get tough guys.
Get some dogs.
Adversity, dogs, but got to get depth. You got to get that fit. And he's getting fit.
I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people try to blame Penn. Like I say, man, I say, as a coach, man, you can tell kids one thing, they're going to still do another damn thing. Like it's any level, man, high school, middle school, college. You can tell a kid this is like, man, what you do in the huddle. They're going to do what the hell they won't do.
Man, they don't understand, man. Coach eat, drink, and sleep basketball, man. He is a basketball. I call him a Benny. Like he studies the game. Like I've been around a lot of head coaches. This dude spends so much time in developing himself. Like he builds sweat equity. A lot of these coaches across the country are celebrity coaches, bro. They not out there building sweat equity. Like he's out there, dissecting the game, man, giving them situations, hunting in on their fundamental skills. I seen it with my own eyes. I'm witnessing it. I'm out there with him. He builds sweat equity. And if they came and really viewed the day of a practice, they'd be like, wow, this dude's a ball coach. But that's for people that don't understand basketball. I'm just gonna put it out there. You just a fan, but you don't understand the intricacies and the things that go into every day of building a complete player, man. That dude know how to build a complete player. You know how to run a basketball program, man. Point blank, period. You don't beat Kelvin Sampson 2 times in 1 year when they was #1 in the country if you ain't no ball coach. Come on, bro. Come on. Houston was in this league and they was #1 in the country. You went 8-2 against the SEC this year, ball coach. Come on, man. You won an NIT. You win the back-to-back NCAA tournaments. Come on, man. That's just I be looking at that stuff sometimes, man. That's just pure hateration, man. Point blank.
Yeah. So how you feel about freshmen in college? Do you agree with the transfer portal?
Man, I love the transfer portal because coaches are going old and staying old. I mean, older teams are winning. And that's why if these freshmen soon to be freshmen is to be caught up, they got to get back to the way that we was brought up. You got to go to the court, man, and play with older guys and learn how to play conceptually and move without the basketball. It ain't always isolation. How to cut, using cutting as an advantage on the offensive end, how to defend, closing out, chesting up against older, stronger guards and bigs. They ain't doing it no more. They going to their trainer. Your trainer can't teach you what's going to happen in their court, man. I'm just sorry to tell you, because guess what? You got 30 people training in a training session, and they all doing the same thing. Every student
do something different.
Their learning is different. You got visual learners, you got kinesthetic learners, you got auditory learners. All these learners are different. So you're doing the same lesson plan with kids in CLU versus kids that's remedial. That ain't teaching, bro. That ain't teaching. So
put your van kids in one section, put the other kids in one section.
There you go. So
everybody got a different skill set.
I see all these parents paying all this money. You're wasting money. No, I want to see a trainer that have a plan, Chris. Let me see your plan. Let me see your progression. What's your progression? Are you starting with finishing school? Are you starting with ball handling? Are you starting with proper form shooting? And then you progressing your shots off the catch, shots off the dribble. Like, what's spacing? Where you going to be at on the floor? Can you dribble with your right and left hand? Are you ambidextrous? I want to know these things. You showing me, but I see guys and girls just go and watch these YouTube videos and then going to train a kid. Come on, man. Come on, Chris. I seen you train Mingo Johnson's son. He was fundamentally sound. I seen how you build a basketball player. And at one point, you didn't realize what you was doing, but you was in that gym just one-on-one. And you had something different for them to do every day. These trainers ain't doing it. And I hate to say it. I hate to bust the bubble, Chris. These folks are wasting money. Show me your lesson plan when you're going to train my kid. Show me the plan. Show me my progression. Because when they go to school, guess what? Any concerned parent, and you're a parent, you want to know what the curriculum is, right?
Right.
How the curriculum going to advance your child. Same thing in basketball. If I'm going to pay you all this money, let me see your curriculum. What's your ball handling progression? How can you assure me growth?
You see, but I agree with you on that too. Cause a lot of trainers, like, they get kids that are already good, and so they make it look like, okay, I get this kid good. I got his kid now. Get the kid when he's younger, so when he get older, we can see the progress when he from 4th grade to 6th grade to 6th grade to 8th grade, 8th grade to 9th grade to 9th grade to 12th grade. Absolutely. You can tell different.
Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah, and so a lot of kids do that too. And I tell a lot of parents, I be seeing a lot of parents on Facebook talking about, man, I saw him go to Division One. If it ain't the Division One, the bus. But I tell you, a lot of kids, man, every kid you can be the best player in high school basketball. I don't mean you're a Division One player.
Right. That's right.
Some kids just level might be a different from everybody. So like, what's the kid pay for Oakland this year that bust Kentucky ass?
It's about the white kid.
Yeah.
Oh man, he played at Division III.
Yeah, and he was an Uber driver.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and see, he went out there training for Division One and cut up. What the other kid came from Division Two from Tennessee,
Dogs Connect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he should be a lottery pick.
Yep.
See, a lot of people don't understand that, man. Like, wait your time. Sometimes you got to wait your time.
Right. You
got to wait your time. And I tell a lot of kids, there's a lot of kids that didn't get the opportunity, but they went to different schools. It was different schools and progressed and became one of the best players in the country. Some came like Mark Freeman. Mark Freeman was good. He ended up going to Morehead State, one player of the year.
And see, I watched Jeremy Hunt, man. Jeremy Hunt. I call him my pilot project because I saw the things that Coach Stokes was doing with him in 9th grade, 10th grade. And man, he built the base, man. Jeremy Hunt was a self-made basketball player, bro. Well, strictly fundamentals, man. I saw this kid. No one knew who he was. Man, he's in the gym every day. He was one of the first minority kids in the inner city that was taking charges, man. Athletic, dunk on you, but he was taking charges. And I told him that, we taught him that at Craigmont. I said, man, that's going to be even though you can shoot the ball, you can pass it, you got great athleticism. But when you start sacrificing your body, being the loudest talker on defense, man, that separated him because you had Derek Byers, you had Johnny Jackson, you had all those Keith Lee Jr., you had all those really talented players in that class. But Jeremy separated Marvell, what's the kid from Northside? Marvell Neal. Yeah. He was in Northside. Man, he was taking charges. Then guess what? We had a kid named Chris Buller, Nook. Nook started taking charges. Man, that separates you, man. Erskine was so slow. Carl Davis, he became a self-made basketball player. I seen this done at Craigmont, bro. Fundamentals. Mastering the fundamentals, Chris.
Yeah, but I like to tell people type of players I like though. Like I like going to a program with kids that work hard, play defense is hard. No, I like dogs. I don't need all them superstars and all that stuff. Give me a couple that can play, and everybody fulfill their roles. And I think there was a lot. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Who does that good? Michigan State.
Okay.
Tom Izzo. He very seldom had back down All America, man. He maybe had one every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But every kid he have, they be tough, they be well coached, they be disciplined. Mm-hmm. They always gonna be right there at the end. And it'll be a Sweet 16 or Elite 8. They team always plays the same. He never has the more athletic kid, but he always has a kid that's tough. They can make shots and know how to play basketball.
Right. No, I agree.
And Kevin Simpson. Kevin Simpson he'll never have all the talent.
No, you're right. You're right. You dead on with it.
And I watch. I'm gonna tell you another team I like to watch too. UConn. Dan Hurley. His kid's tough, man. Tough.
They tough.
They ain't had the most talent.
So let me ask you this: How important is toughness is in your program that you ran at Hillcrest and that you ran when you was the head coach at your last stop before Hillcrest? Westwood.
Man, tough is a big part of my program. Cause like if you ain't tough, you can't play for me. Because I'm a type of coach. If you one of them prima donnas, cool players, they lose ball. Being cool lose ball games. The tough is gonna win ball games.
That's good.
I had one kid, Mario Morgan this year. He couldn't, man, 11th grade year couldn't dribble ball with left hand, right hand. I don't think he did play defense. This year he came back going left, going right. But he always told us, coach, I ain't got the suit. Give me the best player. I'm gonna give every rebound. And he Mario 5'10". He loves a rebound. He have 11 rebounds a game at 5'10".
Wow.
5'10". And he did everything. He said, coach, all I want to do is get the ball to Jordan X and let them score, and I'm gonna play defense.
So he embraced his role.
Embrace his role. And I always told them, and see what I do, I put on the board for the season, I put their roles on the board. I put everybody roll what they want to do, break down, do what you do to help us win. You do this, that. Coaches don't do that. You have to break down what kid can help you at and what kid can't help you at. Define, be a superstar in your role to help us win the ball game.
So as a Melrose alum, someone that loved the school dearly, your family love it dearly, what do you think has to happen in order for it to get back to being the best?
You got to have somebody that's in there for the long haul. That's gonna go. That's like that love their community, and they're gonna go in there and do right by them kids. And you can't worry about what the alumni gonna say, because Maryland alumni, man, you know that you win the state, they still, man, they gonna be there. We gotta have somebody going to got thick skin. They don't be worried about what the alumni say, and go down there. They be hard nosed and coach.
Yeah.
And you gotta have the right staff, the right personnel to go get players from Sherwood, all the schools right that way.
Do you ever see yourself in the near future going back home?
I knew you would ask that question.
Be the little chief of the Melrose High School Golden Wildcats.
Maybe in the future, but right now I don't see myself going back right now. But maybe in the future.
Well, I'm gonna say this: that community, that school needs you, man. Because Chris, you're a workaholic. I seen how you took a charter school program and you branded it. Them kids got the best of the best. You had them looking nice. You had them playing stiff competition. You had them competing year in, year out. Like, if you'd had that kid that transferred, you'd have won the state. You hit that boy. I can't say his name because of NCAA, but the kid that transferred, you'd have won the state. And I seen you build it. I remember you got the job. I seen you build it from the ground up, man. And Hillcrest done had some good teams up under John Anderson and Coach Rose coached over there. But, man, you took it to a whole nother level. You branded that thing. Them boys played extremely hard. You switched defenses. They ran stuff. They wasn't held to skelter. And I think if you go back to Melrose with the community, they know you the beloved son, you could take it back to higher heights. So I think we need to get a campaign going on. We need to bring Chris Adams home, man.
Maybe one day, man. I pray about that, man.
Yeah, man, you deserve it, bro.
Yeah, but man, I know them guys you had over there. I remember I tried Jerry Hurt. You tried to get Jerry Hurt over there.
Sure did. You did that. You got Rook and you got Darius Ellis, love Rodney. Got Rodney over there.
I talked to Rodney about 3 weeks ago.
You sent little Richard over there he was over there for a minute. You know, he played with Coach Franklin. Yeah. But yeah, man, you did that, bro.
Yeah, but man, so if you have any encouraging words to any athletes, man, what would you tell them, man? They watch, or any coaches?
For the athletes, man, I think you have to have what I used to tell my kids. You got to have competitiveness. You got to have a mindset to compete. You got to have a toughness about yourself that's being mentally and physically tough. So competitiveness, toughness, unselfishness, got to be selfless. You got to have a burning desire to win, and you got to have a champion's work ethic. I think if you have those 5 absolutes, the sky is not the limit. I think the sky be in your way as a player. As a coach, I think you got to have a mission statement. What's your mission statement? You need to write it plain. Then you need to have a vision. Write it out. What's your vision of the program? Where you want the program to go? How you going to get there? And then build you a staff of workers, whether it's 1 or 2 people. Build your staff of workers and run it like it's a college program, man. Have mandatory study hall. Go and read to the elementary kids in your community. Go and establish relationships with your feeder programs and talk about fundamentals and talk about developing a curriculum so that the kids in that school from 6th to 8th grade, when they leave that program, if they're part of that program, can dribble, can pass, can shoot, and can defend to win. You can do that. Then getting the people into your building excited, not just about your sport, but all sports, and be collaborate with one another, support one another, keep these kids off the street, take teenage pregnancy down, man, take the gang rates down, man, and involve everybody. Start a media team, start a social media team if they're not athletically inclined. Start a broadcasting team, have a team that can perform at halftime, whether it's flips, whether it's rapping, keep these kids off the street and help them be endorsed in your program. That's why that's the type of advice I give to the coaches, to build a culture of excellence, so that everybody in the school is involved of what you're building, because they believe in your mission and they believe in your vision. And if you have a mission and vision, by building it, they will come.
That's good advice. But I'm gonna say one thing: you left one player off your top 5 too, man.
Who's that?
Jimmy Snap Hunter, man. How you do that?
Woo! I forgot about Jimmy Snap Hunter, man. I forgot about Jimmy Snap Hunter. You know what? Jimmy Snap Hunter was we grew up together at Ed Rice Community Center, North Fraser. My mom used to work at Ed Rice, and Snap stayed in Rolling Hills. He used to come over there. We played one-on-one before the gym closed every night. And I remember he used to have a little stace off in his head. He just hit a growth spurt, but he stayed in the gym. And I saw his greatness evolving then. But people forget about Dedrick Golden, man. In that era.
Keyberry.
Man, Dedrick Golden he was one of a kind, man. He was like Jordan, a 5'10" Jordan.
I'm gonna throw 2 names out for you too, though. You're gonna be like, who? LaRico Duncan.
Man, we grew up together. Nick Richmond, the late Kevin Rogers, man. Man, we had some real hoopers in this class in Memphis, man. And then before that, man, think about when the late May Pooh, Lamaris Garrett, and LaMarcus Golden, and Chris Garner, and Cedric, they call him Flea Brown, and Hound Dog, man. I mean, man, it was some big time hoopers, man.
Corey Beck, the White Stewart, man, you name it, man. It was some real Desmond Merriweather, late Desmond Merriweather, Helicopter, Sky Lewis, Chinese. I mean, it was some Eric Laird. I mean, it was some Tony Harris, man. It was some really big Jeremiah Brooks.
Jeremiah Brooks, Cortez Stigger, even Chris Kane, man. Them guys, man.
Chris Kane was my big man there.
Man, Melrose had some really good players, man.
We won a city championship at, I think, we won 1997, 98. That was the first city championship since 73. Then y'all came and won it. That was the first championship since we won it.
Yeah, man. So Brian Kizzy, bro,
Travis Moore.
Man, it was some
Steve Wilkes, Rob O'Kelly.
Yeah, Tonio Burks.
Kevion Hardaway.
Andre Allen. Who you say?
Kevion
Hardaway, man. It was some.
You gotta say Courtney Pilgrim.
We forgot about the station.
Travis
Strong. Leon Patman, D. Wilkes, Ramon Terry, Edgar Perkins, Dane Bradshaw. I mean, you name it, man. Memphis had some. Man, we just a city of hoopers, bro. City of hoopers. Maurice Cannon.
Yeah. But did you know on that team with Maurice Cannon, you remember Sean Housley? He played at Carver, but on that team at Carver, you had the DeAndre Jordan daddy playing for the Clippers. He played at Carver, yep.
Wow. Man, it was some. Man, Memphis has been a hotbed, man.
But they got T-Head, but I was the T-Head stopper though. So, but man, it was good you coming on, JJ, man. I appreciate you, man. But what you talking about? I'm gonna pray about that, man. I'm gonna pray about it.
Hey, man, we're gonna get a petition started, so we got to bring you home, man. My boy DT, he taking your predecessor at Hillcrest based off what I seen on your page. I know you posted it, and so we got to get that song now. He's coming home. He's coming home. Tell the world he's coming home.
But man, appreciate you, man. Tell Penny, man. See some of them pennies too, man.
Yes, sir, man.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, man.
All right.
All right.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in today, man, for Coach Chris Sports Talk, 94 Feet of Heat, man. We had our guest today, Jermaine Johnson, a state championship coach at Merrill High School and current University of Memphis coach, man. And man, thank y'all for tuning in today, man. We're gonna tune in later this week. We're gonna have another guest on, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out. Peace.